In the last video, I showed you how to make a super god tier ship. Now, in the comment section of that video, there was a few comments that made a very good point, and it went very simply as this. Is it possible to make any ship you desire into a super god tier, or does it have to be a random one out of the space station? Well, ladies and gentlemen, after reconfiguring certain aspects of the super god tier glitch, I am pleased to announce that you can, in fact, make any ship you desire into a super god tier ship, and I will show you exactly how it's done. Now, for today's video, I'm going to be completely transforming this normal ball ship into a super god tier ship, and I'm going to show you the renew method on how to do so. Now, just whilst I do have your attention very quickly, can I just ask, if by the end of this video I have earned your subscription, then please smash that subscribe button down below, and also leave a like on this very video, as it will help ensure that anybody who wants to take full advantage of this glitch will be able to do so. Alright, so just like before, you will need to get a friend or someone to help you complete this glitch. If you need someone to help you, you can go ahead and ask in the anomaly for help, or you can go ahead and join my Discord, link in the video description down below, and someone will be able to give you a hand, no problems. So first things first, to start off this glitch, you need to make sure that you have a Sentinel ship. Now, your friend is also going to be in the space station with you, and he's going to go and speak to a random NPC ship that lands. He's going to go and buy that ship to make that ship his. Once he does that, what your friend is then going to do is jump into his ship that he originally came into the space station with. He's going to fly off into space, and he's going to call in his freighter. Now, it does have to be a slight distance away from the space station itself, but once he calls it in, he doesn't even need to go inside of it. Once he calls that in, you will then go to the same ship that he bought and left in the space station, and you'll be able to claim it as your own. Now, this is where the glitch is different. You're going to now get inside of the ship that you have just taken over, and you're going to fly down to the nearest planet, and you're going to call in your living ship, so your next ship in this sequence. Now, this is very important. You need to also have a living ship if you want to make a super god tier. Once you've called in your living ship, it's down on the planet, you jump into it, and then you go back up into the space station. Now, the living ship that you have will not be converted over. It will just be a normal, regular living ship, but don't worry about it. Also, at this point, ask your friend to come back into the space station. Alright, so just as we land in here, I just want to point something out. The ship that we took down to the planet was by, in essence, a Sentinel god tier ship, a Sentinel normal hybrid. However, by bringing back a living ship and bringing it into the space station and landing, and then going back into the original Sentinel ship that we started with, you can see that the living ship components have already been dragged across. Very interesting, because now it means we can use this to our full advantage. So now, with your friend back inside of the space station, he's going to once again buy a ship. So once he buys a ship, he's going to go back into his original ship, leaving the one he just bought in the space station. When he goes back out into space, he's now going to go into a slightly different area of space and recall in his freighter. Once he does that, you are then going to do the same thing that you did previously and take over the ship once it becomes available. So once you're able to get inside of that ship, you're going to jump in and fly it back down to a planet. Now, if we have a look into the starship information here, you can see that essentially right now that this ship is a super god tier ship. It has normal components, it has Sentinel components, and living ship components. But we don't want this ship. We want to now transform any ship that we desire. So we're going to land on the planet, and then we're going to select a ship that we want to transform. In my case, it's going to be the ball ship. So here we've got the ship now just coming down onto a planet. Now you'll notice something. You'll notice that it doesn't have any Sentinel technology or living ship technologies. previously installed. That's perfectly fine because we need to now take it up to the space station. Now, just again to further prove a point, just firing off the photon cannons there, just to show that it's not been afflicted by any of our god tier glitching. So as we land into the space station once again, I just want to make the extra point that this is still a normal ship, just one that I use on my own personal games. This isn't a god tier as of yet, but watch what happens now when we land and, for example, we jump into any other ship. Now, I'm not going to edit any of this stage out. I want to show you exactly what it is that's happening here. So what I did, now this is all the footage here that I was taking during the test phase when I cracked it. Now, as you can see, first of all, I thought, okay, this method wasn't going to work because I jumped into my living ship, went back over to my ball ship, and nothing. However, I noticed something. If we have a look back again, so we go over now to the living ship, I am able to install that particular ship's components. So, for example, I can put in the spewing vents, I can put in any technology related to that particular ship. So if this was true for the living ship, could I then jump into the Sentinel ship and then install Sentinel only components, and will the living ship components travel through with me as I go inside of the Sentinel ship? So I went ahead and I installed all the technology that I want to install. So just for testing purposes, I just installed everything. So here we go, I've got a bit more space here. Let's install the pulsating heart, and let's also install the neural assembly. Fantastic, so that's everything installed. Now, we're going to jump out and go over now to our Sentinel ship. Now watch what happens. We are able to bring over the technology from the living ship over to the Sentinel ship. But the Sentinel ship can only install Sentinel ship components. So we're using these two ships to cherry pick what we want to install from the each retrospective technologies, and we're combining the best of both worlds. So this left me to deduce that if I can bring the technologies from both of these ships, could I then transfer it over to the ship that I want these technologies to be implemented in? So I went ahead, jumped out of that ship, jumped inside of the ball ship, and ladies and gentlemen, we did it. You now have normal components, living ship components, and we also have Sentinel components all installed on a ship of your choice, which is absolutely flipping amazing. So let's give this now a test drive. Now, as you can see, as soon as we fire now, it goes to super god tier mode, and also the DPS for some reason. In the last video, it was around about the 5.5 million DPS or damage per second mark, and with the ball ship, it's around about the 7.2 million bit more mark, give or take. But still, a little bit more power. It's absolutely incredible, and you can see it is absolutely ridiculous under any circumstances. I absolutely love this glitch, and I'm just absolutely ecstatic that we're now able to bring it to any ship that you own just from tweaking a few parameters of the original super god tier glitch. Anyway guys, that is everything from me here today, and as always, my name is Professor Cynical, and I'll catch you all again in the next one. Bye for now.